Hello everyone and welcome to So Many Games So Little Time. My name is Joachim and today we will be playing a solo playthrough of Wondrous Creatures. Okay, this is a game that I first played at Evangelos' house. Evangelos, who you might know from our podcast, do check it out. And I really enjoyed it. So I took it home, his copy, and I'm now playing the solo mode. And I also talked about it on the podcast as well, so you can see more in detail how I felt about the game there. Anyway, so the introduction: lost in the swirling mists of the sea's embrace, a trade ship stumbled upon a strange creature. Its form was reminiscent of a bird, yet its luminous beak pierced the darkness with an otherworldly glow. Intrigued, they followed and soon discovered an uncharted island teeming with curious creatures. The peculiar island was full of mysterious creatures, from tiny cute balls of fur to reptiles with massive frightening fangs. Word of this newfound land spread far and wide, captivating the hearts of adventurers, including yours. Fueled by your love for animals and the thrill of discovery, you set sail for this mystifying island, eager to explore its wonders firsthand. So the game designer is C.W. Yom, who is South Korean, as far as I know. The artist is Sophia Kang. The game developers, Jae-woo Bang and Gun-ho Kim. The art director, Hani Chang, and the editor is Lucia Lee. Okay, so anyway, what is this game all about? First of all, it reminds me a lot of Terraforming Mars, but then presented way better and also faster. But anyway, so what are we doing in this game? First of all, if you look at the player aid, you can see there are several actions you can take. You can place a crew member, play a card, complete an achievement, and recharge. But only if all three crew members are on the map. So your crew members, in this case, mine are these three dinosaurs. And I can place these on all the white spaces, right? All the white spaces. I'm sure it has a name, but I don't know. Or the green, which are the hills, I guess plains and hills. If I put them in the hills, however, I have to pay one resource. So if I put them on double hills, I would have to pay two resources. The resources you see here, as usual, you've got the fruit, the coral, the flower, and the mushroom. Once again, I'm really bad with the language of certain games, so I'm just doing it simple, okay? So anyway, what happens when you place your worker? So let's say I place my worker here, right? Then you can choose. You can either get one coral, or you take a card from here that has a coral habitat. Now the habitat is in the top right corner always, but as you can see, in this case, there are no cards out with this habitat. However, you do have here these the fruit, right? I can decide not to take the fruit resource, but take one of these three cards, or I can forfeit both of them and take two cards, or I can just take the resources and add them here. So it's always whatever is adjacent to you that you can pick up. Sometimes there might also be an egg, like for example, you've got this egg. Oh, they were stuck to each other. So sometimes you have an egg. Let's say the egg is here. If it's adjacent, I can't take it. However, if it is on top of the egg, you can take the egg and would put it in the egg track here. Now, every time you put an egg, you get the bonus. In this case, it's 1 point. You move forward on the points track. This means you can take any card from the wilderness. Here, you can take 1 point. Here, it's a resource of your choice, and so on, so on, so on. And near the end, it's 2 points and 3 points. If you have any more eggs after that, you do not get the egg, but you do get 2 points. Okay? Eggs are important here because when they are here, during the game, you can flip them if you have the certain cards that allow you to do it, and then you can do an action. Later on, there's other actions that allow you to unhatch it again. So flipping is hatching. These are two of my starter cards that we'll look at later. So that is a hatching mechanic. Why is that important? Well, here you've got the achievement tiles. So for example, here you've got the monkey. You need to have 3 monkey tags to get the bottom achievement for 6 points, or 6 to get the top for 12 points. Now, you don't even need to have those cards. If you have 3 eggs, you can just immediately do the bottom. Or you can have all cards or a combination of both. But when you do use the eggs for this stuff, you just flip them over and then they're used. But once again, there are cards that will allow you to flip them back over again, okay? To use them again in a different way. So that brings us to the achievement cards, right? This is a monkey. Here you've got the bird tags. Here you've got dragon and salamander. Here you've got the butterflies or the insects and the crustaceans, the crab together. Okay. Now this is a system which is actually really nicely done. This always ensures that there is one animal that is not out there. So in this case, it is the fish. There are no fish required here. Now that might lead you to think that fish are useless. Not necessarily, because they still give you powers and so on, and the cards can still be really good, right? So that doesn't count them out completely. Okay, so those are the achievements. These ones are all animals. These are more based in general. For example, this requires you to have 2 of each type of cards. So the blue cards, which there's no example of, these are the ongoing effects. So basically, they're the powers that you'll have for the rest of the game once you play that card. The bell is end of game scoring, which there's one over here, 1 point for every dragon, egg, or card, right? There's another one here, 3 points for every energy card. There's no energy card here, but this is the purple one. Basically, those are cards that have charges, and when you remove a charge, you can do the action, but once all the charges are gone, I think I have one actually, like this one, the Lavarp. So this would have 2 energy, and then you remove it, do the action, remove it again, do the action again at a later turn, and then there's also ways to recharge that card again and use it again for 2 times. Okay, then you've got this sand timer. Those are recharge cards, like this one here. That means whenever you recall all your creatures, let's say all 3 of them are out, right? You take them all back, and then if you have those cards, you can do those actions. So in this case, when recharging, draw 1 card and then gain its habitat's resource. So once again, if you look at the cards, on the top left, you have the tags of the animals that you get. The top right is the habitat. So some cases, the habitat is important for these points, but I don't think in this case it is, because this one is 10 of the same species. So one of these animals, probably you would try to have 10 of, okay? This means have 14 or more creature cards in your reserve. Your reserve is basically the tableau that you will be building as you're playing cards, because every time you play a card, it will stay there, okay? So also, when you finish one of these achievements, normally if you play with more people, it is limited, there's a race, so you might not be able to get it. However, if you play solo, you're always going to be able to get it, just maybe not the highest points. Once you get an achievement, you put one of these ink pots down, boom, on top of it, and then you also get the reward. So you can choose which one of these you want to have and then put it down. And you also get a cup, okay, a trophy. So every trophy is 3 points at the end of the game, and if all the trophies are gone, the game will end. So whoever triggers the end of game, they're out. The other person gets to have 1 more turn, with the exception of the bot. If the bot finishes first, then the game is completely over. However, if I finish the game, the bot still gets a turn. Okay, so then we have one more thing about the board. You see sometimes they have like special icons on these tiles, and there's also water, right? So first of all, you cannot reach the water as a worker. Whatever is on the water, let's say there's an egg here, let's take the monkey again, I cannot take the monkey. It's impossible. However, if you reach this spot with the looking glass, and this spot and that spot, then you can take one of these tokens and put them on an ocean space, preferably where there's an egg, because then you can take the egg and put it here, okay? And then this will now become a spot where other people can also get resources. And then that brings us to these little circles here. These are special actions that you can activate if you have a net. You can spend a net and then do one of these actions that are adjacent to you. For example, this just means you get another coral. This just means you get another fruit, another flower. This means you hatch or unhatch an egg, right? This means you can activate one of your recharge cards, one of them, not all of them, okay? This one here means you top deck 2 cards, just take on top. This one is the same thing. And this one means you sweep and then take a card. Now, sweeping has to do with this track. You can see the brooms here. And there's 2 brooms, you just simply remove all the cards and put new ones out. If there's a single broom, which in this case there isn't, but if you play with more people, sometimes there's an icon like here, a single broom, then you only remove half of the track and then fill it up and then choose a card. And when you do this action, you choose which side that you remove the 3 cards from, and then you take, you fill it up and you take another card, like I mentioned before. Okay, so there's other stuff here as well, where you can actually take an egg from the supply and so on and so on. So then we come to this track. When you recharge, right, you take your people back, okay, then you you advance the time tracker. So you have the time tracker here. Now you can see this moves 1 spot forward. Some of these are darker in color. These will be covered with these eggs that I still have to shuffle. So for example, if this one flips over, it has a V. Then we will take the egg bag, which is this one, contains 5 eggs of each animal. You simply take out eggs and you put them on all the V spots that are available. So for example, put one here, which is very fitting, a fish. But let's say somebody else's is here covering the V spot, then you don't put an egg there. So only the ones that are open and available. So for example, here, and then I don't immediately see another V. Here, for example, would be another one. Okay, and then that's just it. That's over. And you also get a net. So you always get a net when you recharge automatically. But sometimes you also have the sweep. And at the end, this means one of the trophies is removed. That is, of course, to speed up the game. And in the beginning of the game, we will shuffle these eggs, then draw 2, and then those locations will get eggs, which I still have to do, all right? Which I will not forget. Okay, so what else is there to explain? I already talked about the anatomy of the card, the top anyway. On the left, you see the costs. So some of the cards are cheap, like only 1 fruit. Some of them are quite expensive. At this moment, there's not really an expensive one. There's 2, maybe one in my starting hand is expensive here. Well, the most expensive one is a 5 here, 1, 3, 1. Okay, so having your resources is very important. You start with 1 of each. And, which is, I think, is kind of funny. If you play with more people, I've never seen this kind of system before. The second player gets 1 extra resource, which is common. The second player gets 2 extra resources, but they cannot say like, oh, I'm just going to put them both in corals. No, you have to choose 2 resources and only add 1. So for example, like this would be legal. And then the 4th player can add 3, but then they can only improve the coral or the mushroom. It's I've never seen that before. Normally it's like, oh, you can just add the resources wherever and it's fine. But I think here they just want to stop people from immediately being able to play 2 cards because it tends to be quite, difficult to find cards of those values and so on. Okay, so the actions on the cards, I'm not going to go over them because there's so many of them. We're going to play the game anyway. It'll make sense as we move on. I'll explain every card that I play anyway, so that's not really an issue. If you continue on the score track, this I already explained. Here you get a net. Here you get a trophy, once again, to quicken the gameplay to make it faster. So on your turn, you can place a crew member and do things. Or I explained everything here already. Secondly, you can play a card, up to 2 cards. So obviously you're always going to want to play 2 cards, right? But you also have free actions. Now, the free actions is either use an energy on a card. So for example, the one that I was talking about before, the Lavarp, which is one of my favorite cards. And it's really lucky it came out, even though I shuffled. I promise I shuffled. This is you remove 1 energy, you draw a top deck card, and then you either gain the egg of the species, or you gain the resource, or you gain the points. You choose 2 of those. So I really like it. So the fact that you get a resource might make it that you want to draw this card first, because that might affect if you want to place a crew member to get more resources, or play 2 cards, or complete an achievement, or recharge. So it might all affect it. So your free actions, which is use an energy or use a net, you can use that, the energy one, you can use that at any time, okay? The net you use, of course, when you play your crew member. So, like I said, play up to 2 cards, once again, in any order. Normally, often these cards will combo off each other. And then number 3 is to complete an achievement. So to do these, you actually have to take a turn. So even if you have like, okay, I've got 6 monkeys or whatever, the other people who are on the table still have a chance to do it before it comes back to you and do it, okay? So you do tend to keep an eye on what's going on around you. All right, then we have the recharge action. I already said it. You retrieve all 3 crew members. You advance the time tracker. which I explained. And then you discard cards down to 5. And that seems a bit, there's no real hand limit. There's only a discarding then. And from the games that I've played, it does happen sometimes where you end your turn with 7 or 8 cards, you know, because some cards might allow you to top deck and so on, and so on, and so on. And then activate all the recharge cards, and then that is it. Then it's the next player's turn again. Okay. What do you get points for? End card scores in your reserve. So that means all the end of game scoring cards. Okay. Then the points, so the red numbers here, you add them all up. Then all your achievement goals that you've done, you add them all up. Then 3 points per trophy, and you get 1 point for every 4 resources and or nets. Okay. Now, before I move on to this card and these two, there's one thing that I still have to mention, and that is, of course, your captain. Your captain is locked in the beginning. Because as you can see, your one of your workers has a magnet spot. So there's a magnet in it. And this guy also has a magnet. So it just clicks on top. That becomes your captain. And your captain has a special power. Now, how do you unlock your captain? Because in the beginning, it is locked. You unlock him by doing any of these. Okay? That's why some people will rush and get like a 3 very quickly to unlock their captain. Okay, so in this case, there are many, many captains in the game. In this case, I drew Nathaniel, the determined vanguard. And he says, I'm confident persistence in this research is bound to yield a boastful reward. Anyway, so in this case, his power is when your captain ability unlocks, or each time your captain is placed, place 1 energy on your board. And then the energy that I have here, I can discard 1 to get a resource, or I can discard 3 to play 1 card for free. Okay, so that's pretty powerful. Also, once again, once he unlocks, you just click him on and he becomes a regular person. So even though this is a nice power, you have to put all 3 of them out and then recharge before you can put him out again, of course. So there is a limit to how many times a game you can use them. Okay. So that is one thing that that's the last thing that I had to mention. Also, there's a maximum of 3 nets. Once you have 3 nets and there's a 4th one, you get 1 point, but you don't actually get the net. Another thing, in these awards, these bonuses for the achievements, this one here, the card, means you get to recharge an energy card. Like for example, this one, if it's empty, you can put 2-1 on top again. So it's pretty nice. Also, you can decide not to take one of these rewards and just get 2 points after you place it. Okay. All right, now I think I've covered everything here. Yes, so now we go to the 2 expansions. We've got the crew expansion, which is this, and we've got the Gargantuan Beast expansion, this one. The Gargantuan Beast expansion also comes with extra cards, which is, for example, this one, because it allows you to move up on the beast track. Now, during the game, if you have 4 eggs or more, you can decide to hatch 4 eggs and then take one of these beasts. But even if you do that, you will take the card, flip it over, and put the token on the first step. So you have the beast, but it's still asleep. But from now on, every time you play a fish or a dragon, in this case, you will move 1 step forward. Now, even if you play a card that has a fish and a dragon, like this one, you don't get to move 2 steps, just 1 step, okay? And also some cards like this one allow you to move forward on the track anyway. If it eventually wakes up on the eye, you flip it over, and then you have a monster with a power and also some tags and also endgame scoring. Okay. In this case, Quatli allows you, he gets 2 energy, discard up to 3 cards. For each of those discarded cards, you gain a resource and a point, or draw cards into your hands consists of 3 cards. For each of those drawn cards, gain resource and a point. And then we've got the other one, which is Garakne, sorry. As soon as you awaken this beast, gain 1 point per egg in your reserve, so it doesn't matter if they're hatched or not. Also, each time you gain an egg, gain its storage reward once more. So that's 2 points, 2 resources, take 2 cards, get 4 points, 6 points. So it's really good. And this one is all about the salamanders and the insects, the butterflies. Yeah. So you can choose to do that. You can choose not to, because these eggs like for example, if you have a bunch of fish eggs, you can easily do it because fish is not required at this point. But maybe you're really racing for certain achievements and you can't afford to just get rid of those eggs. But on the other hand, maybe you have some cards in your hand that will allow you to very quickly unhatch those eggs again, so then it doesn't really matter. Or you can use your net here to, flip one of those eggs back. All right, so those are those ones. This one is a creature expansion, so a crew expansion, sorry, and that basically gives powers to each of the workers that's in the game, right? Now, we tend to play with our colors. Like I tend to always be yellow, not because I like the yellow, but because other people in my play group have preferences, so I end up with yellow always, so I'm used to it now. The way we play it is we just shuffle the beast powers, right? And then you choose two, which is according to the rules. But normally you then choose this kind of animal from the box and you play with that. But then it ends up someone who always plays with green is suddenly forced to play red, which they might not like. So what we do is you just get the power and that's it. Now some of these powers are more powerful and they cost resources. Like this one costs 1 resource, some cost 2, some are free, okay? Once again, this is optional. It just allows more asymmetry and it's a once per game power, so it's not that crazy. In this case, it's immediately complete an achievement that can be achieved. So once I get any of these, I can immediately do it. I don't have to wait another round for it to come back to me and spend an action to do it. I can only do it once per round, which can be pivotal, but yeah. And yeah, so we do it that way. If you want to make it more lore abiding, I guess you could say that, oh, this is the DNA of that type of creature that we infused in our workers, and now they have that ability. Well, they can do it once. That's it. Okay, so that is the main game. I think I covered everything, or almost everything. Everything else you'll see through the playthrough. Let's take a look at the solo. This is the easygoing Tingent. Now, easygoing Tingent might be a little bit too easygoing, but it'll be good enough for you to see how it works. After this, I'm probably going to go up one more level. This is the second easiest one. The easiest one has 0 stars. This is 1 star, and then I think it's 2 and 4 or whatever. Anyway, how does it work? As you can see, it has no board. It only has a card, which is the backside of one of the captains. For example, this captain was Helena. Her power was, when your captain ability unlocks, gain 1 net, and you can place your captain on the mountain at no cost, so she never has to pay resources. This is just an example of the other captains, okay? So anyway, has nothing to do with Tingent. So this easygoing Tingent will have 1 marker. You put it on the first gear. It has its achievement ink pots, and it has 2 workers, not 3, and one of them has the Tingent bot on it. Now, if someone plays with the Tingent bot, because that is actually a captain, then you'll just take a random captain and put it on top of this one, okay? So, how does his turn work? First of all, you are first player. He's always second. Now, on his turn, he will flip over one card of this deck, okay? Which we will place here. Is it still in the shot? It's still in the shot, yeah. So when we flip over, the card will have, let's take the bottom card, will have 2 sides. So we have the lighter side and you have the darker side. Now the lighter side, that corresponds to the top of the card that you saw before. That is the action that's done as long as the marker is there. Once the marker goes on to the darker spots, the brown gears, you'll always do this one. And then you'll basically take all the cards back, shuffle them, and from now on do the brown actions. The middle action just means whether or not it's going to move 1 spot forward. So if we look at it a little bit closer, okay, you can see these are all the light spots. It'll move forward. Once it reaches brown, we'll start doing the brown actions. Now you can also see there's some icons on here. So the first icon is the looking glass. That just means that he will top deck one of the looking glass tiles and put it on the leftmost spot on the map. Okay, leftmost water spot. Here there's a recharge. You'll just move the recharge as well as usual and do the actions corresponding with it. It's all in the rulebook. These gears are more interesting because in the setup, you'll put a gear on the leftmost achievement cards. So this one, and this one. And every time it goes on top of one of those gears of that color, for example, it'll be the golden one first, it will move its gear to the next one. Okay? So once it, and that way it'll just eventually cover everything. Now there is a difference though. If it tries to achieve this one, it will always achieve the highest number, these ones, the basic achievements. But with the animal ones, it's going to actively look whether it has enough enough tags or enough animals to see how many points it can get. So for example, let's say it tries to achieve this and it only has like 5 insects and crabs together, then it can only go for 4. However, it might have 8, then it's going to go for 12. So as a player, you need to keep an eye on how many tags they have, and then you might be rushed to quickly get something, or you're like, oh, it's okay, you know, only has like a couple, it's not a problem. Now I'm going to double check, is this actually correct? Because there's 3 of them. No, see, this is for 4 players. So I thought this is 1 to 3, because normally you shouldn't have that many. Same thing here, yes. So always check the cards to make sure that that is correctly set up. 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 1 to 2. Perfect. All right, anyway, so you've got different cards like this one. So the workers of the Tingent will always stay on the board, okay? They will never leave. Of course, they have to be placed first. So if it is the captain, the only difference is you will always place them where there are the most of these resources available. So in this case, it's water. So he will go here because there's 3. And because he's a captain, he will get 1, 2, 3 points and then move forward on the track, okay? If it's a worker, let's say it's for fruit, they'll go here, 1, 2, 3. Then they will not get any points. They'll also not get any resources. If there's an egg, they will add an egg to their collection, okay? Then there's some other actions, for example, here, this one. This means that the Tingent will take a card, so this gold one, either a butterfly or a crab, and then if there's multiple ones, in this case these 2, it'll take whichever card has the highest point value. And then it'll put it face up. If there is none of them available, it'll just take a top deck card and put it face down. What is the difference? At the end of the game, face down, 2 points. Face up, 5 points. Okay? And also the face up cards and the eggs will count towards achieving these as well. So these are these ones, right? Take a golden one and so on, take a brown one, so on. This means you take a card and you also get an egg of the same species that you took, all right? This means the flowers, of course, but also top decks a card, so 2 points, right? And I think that's about it already of all the possible actions that there are. A lot of top decking and so on. Yeah, so mostly that. It's really straightforward. Not that complicated at all. And yeah, that's basically how the solo works. Only thing I didn't double check is maybe the recharge, because I think that was straightforward as well. When it recharges, it just moves this forward, but it doesn't gain any nets, it doesn't gain any resources, but it will do the sweep, okay? I forgot to mention, for this spot, you will get a net, and then if you use a net, you get 3 points. All right, sorry, just so you know. Okay, so before we start the game, I have to shuffle these, and then put out some eggs, so it's like this, and then hop, one from here and one from here. These 3 will already be shuffled like this. There we go. Then the other 2 will be shuffled and will be put in the back as well. So the first one is circle. I can review both of them. Circle and X, basically. And these 2 go away for now. So circle and X. So we got a salamander. A gecko. We got a bird. We got a crab, another crab, a dragon, and a bird. And is that it? So a dot and an X. It seems to be that that's it. Right? Yes, that's it. Okay, so then these 2 also get shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And then we can start. I am going to I have 8 cards and I have to choose 4 of them to start the game with. So I already made this choice, already made the captain's choice. So normally you get 2 captains, you choose 1. Normally you get 2 of these cards, you choose 1. So yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at the cards. So first of all, we've got the Revivathan. Discard up to 3 cards, play this card for 1 resource, less for each of those discarded cards, gain a net. So you can also decide not to discard anything, and then it just costs 3, or you can discard cards to lower the cost. Gives you 2 points and a net. It's a dragon from the fruit habitat. Then we have the Lunantula, which basically means each time you flip an egg or eggs, gain 1 point. Now for that one I'm going to save for sure, because that's going to happen. It's not for every egg, it's just every time you do the action. But I like this one, so I'm going to keep this for sure. Okay, I'm just knocking everything over here. Then we got the Triumphathon. So he's a monkey. And it says it's a recharge card. When you recharge, gain 1 flower, and for every 3 trophies, gain an additional flower. So I should also remove these 2 monkeys because that was from the example. I'm going to put this in the maybe pile. The Flowite, draw 2 cards and advance on the beast track. That will be a no, because I'm not going to have a beast for a while, so it's not necessary. And it's a fish. Fish is not a requirement. So then the Frogave, fully restore all the energy of 1 energy card in your reserve. I'm keeping this. Flarital, hatch 1 egg to gain an egg of your choice. I'll do that for sure, especially with the other cards. So that's 3 cards already. The Sun Arrow, 1 point for every crustacean, so the crabs, which is nice because it's also double crabs. But I really like the Lavarp, so I want to keep that for sure, even though it's a fish. So this one's going to be a no. And then out of these 5, is there anything that I can do without? I don't think so. I think I want to keep all these. But it's 5. The Sun Arrow is pretty good as well because it is an endgame scoring card. And if I make all 4 of these, I already have 4 out of 5 for there. But yeah, looking at the costs, it's quite heavy on the mushroom and the corals. I think I'm going to leave the Sun Arrow. I'm not going to take it. I'll take the other ones. All right, so these 4 will be discarded. And then I keep messing up my achievement ink pots. And then we can start the game, honestly. So I'll start with 1 each, all of this in my hand. And obviously I can't build anything. Well, I can build. I can build a Florital, has 1 egg to gain 1 of your choice, but I don't have any eggs, so I can't use it anyway. So of course, the first thing I should do is take 1 of my workers and get an egg. There's 2 available eggs. Both of them are crabs. But then the question is, what kind of resources do I need? Do I want mostly flowers? I do start with 1 net, so I could get an extra flower. I could go here, which means I could immediately sweep and then take a card, which I don't really want to do. Flipping an egg or get more of those fruits. So fruit I only need 1 of, so I don't care about fruit. I do care about flowers because I want to get the Lavarp out ASAP. So I'm going to go for a maximum amount of flowers, which will be here. And that will give me a crab egg, which will come here, which will give me 1 point. And I'm on the scoreboard. There we go. Boom. That was my action. That's it. Nothing else I can do. That's it. So then it is Tingent. So Tingent's first card will be, he will place his captain in Mushroom Land, which will be here. Okay, boom. And he will get 2 points for that because he's next to 2 mushrooms. Also, if there's ever a tie, he will go to wherever the most resources are adjacent to him or where there's eggs. And then he'll also top deck 1 card, so he immediately has 2 points. Good start for him. Okay, so now the captain will never leave unless a card moves the captain. Okay, so this is done. Then it's back, and it also doesn't move because there's nothing here. And it's my turn. So, oh, I forgot to take my resources. What am I doing? And I'm not using my nets. Actually, I'm using my nets. Sorry, to get an extra resource because I need a lot of flowers. Because right now I can build Lavarp because it's 1, 3, 1. but then I have nothing else to build after that. So I need to have, which one do I want to play next? Not Frogave, because it's later, it's recharging this one. So it's either going to be the Florital or the Lunantula. I think Lunantula should be first. So I need 5 flowers and 2 mushrooms. So I need 1 more flower and 1 more mushroom. And it happens to work out perfectly because I can put it here and get a mushroom and a flower. Up, up. Done. Then it is Tingent. This time his other worker will move to the maximum amount of flowers possible and he will top deck. Now that's bad news for me. I should have just gotten the egg, actually. I just was too blinded by getting Lavarp out. But yeah, so he's going to go here because it's the only flower he can get to and automatically get the egg. So that's 1 egg for him. And he's also going to top deck a card, put it face down there. There we go. Okay, back to me, and now it's time to play 2 cards. So first of all, I will play Lavarp. I'll put it here. They'll get 2 energy on top of it. There we go. And that'll cost me 1 coral, 3 flowers, and 1 mushroom. And then as a second card, I'll build the Lunantula. And that will cost me 2 flowers, which is now at 0, and 1 mushroom, which is also at 0. So at this point, I can get points whenever I flip eggs. And I'm also going to spend 1 energy because that's an extra action, which you can do at any time, which means I can draw a card and then choose from 2 rewards. So I can either get a butterfly, which is an insect, which is there, or I can get a coral resource, or I can get 2 points. I think I will go for the egg for sure. Okay, that allows me to draw a card immediately. So which one of these cards are interesting? 3 points per energy card. It's pretty nice. When recharging, draw 1 card, then gain its habitat resource. Ooh, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Here, play 1 card for the wilderness, but you still have to pay. It's a fish though, it's not that good. This one is pay, I can't really read it. Tom Bastion. Play this card for 1 resource less per each of the habitat icon you collected the most of in your reserve. Gain 3 victory points and advance on the beast track. But then the beast is not out yet, so it really doesn't matter. This one is interesting. Hatch 1 egg to gain 2 type of its resource. In 2 of 1 type of resource. Because it gives me a point. So I like that a lot as well. And then 1 point for every dragon, which is also good. I'm going to go for the short-term gain and take this one in my hand. All right. Yeah. So, and then I also have to choose whether I take a coral or 2 points. Do I need a lot of coral? I need 4 coral in total. So I'm going to forego the points. Because my rule for this one is if it's higher than 2, I'll take the points. Otherwise, no. So I'm going to take the resource up. So I can keep this card, by the way, which is nice. Back to him. So this time his regular guy is going to move to the water spots. And then that's it. Nothing else happens. But he is moving. All right. So before that, he never moved. Now he moves 1 spot to the right. Okay. Then it's me. I cannot play 2 cards. I cannot play any. I cannot even play a single card. Now, what I want to do is hatch 1 egg to gain 2 of any type of resource. But what I'm going to do is, first of all, use Lavarp and draw another card. So I can either get a fish egg, which is not interesting. I can get a mushroom, which I will do. Or I can get a point. But point's not interesting either. I might as well get the fish egg, which I might use for this later on, or just for points in general. So I get a fish egg. That gives me a point. Yep. So there we go. And I can keep the card. So I still have my action. So now I've got some more options. So I could play Finhead, which allows me to flip an egg and then gain an egg of my choice, which is nice. They're all instant ones. Now that's one rule I forgot to explain. And that is that when you play one of these and you play another one, you do it like this, okay? So always the last one is available because sometimes a card allows you to copy the action. Now, I would like to have 2 corals so I can recharge Lavarp to get as many eggs ASAP, as soon as possible. Because the only ones I can play now are these two, and they're actually the same effect. Hatch one egg to gain an egg of your choice. So I will place this guy to try to get Frogave, which means I need one water. And then maybe a mushroom, because many of these cards need mushrooms. So I could put it here. Yeah. I don't have a net anymore, so that doesn't really help me. But then I only get 2 resources, though, which is a bit of a shame, because if I go here, I get 3 resources, but no... I need another coral as well. Actually, I'm going to do that, because it's more resources, and I feel like that's a better... Oh, sorry, I forgot to refresh this. Discard 1 card, then gain 1 victory point per any of its species icons in your reserve. That's pretty good. So once again, I can take the resources or take a card from here, but water-wise, there's nothing, and food-wise, there is when recharging. Do I need a lot of food? I need 2 of them. Not really. So I'll take this one instead of the resource, because I like it. I'm going to end up with too many cards. Oh, that's not a good idea, because I now have 5 cards. If I take a card, I'm going to have to discard. Unless I'm able to play 2 cards, but I don't think I will be able to. So I get 2 corals for sure, right? So if I have 2 corals and I have a mushroom, so I can play this for sure. And then I can play this one as well. So I can play 2 cards. All right, in that case, I'll take this one instead of the resource. Cool. So that's my turn. Then it's his turn. Okay, he will take a blue card. He'll take a bird if it's available. Okay, this says, when recharging, gain 2 resources matching the habitat icon you collected the most of in your reserve. Oh, that's pretty nice as well. So he's going to take a card matching a bird. There's only 1 bird, so he'll take this one. And because it matches, it'll be face up. And he also gets an egg matching that. So he has 2 birds now. Okay. And this one is an energy card. Discard 1 energy above to gain any 1 resource. Convert any number of 1 type of resource with another resource. Okay. All right, so I'm going to play 2 cards now. I'm not going to recharge yet. So playing 2 cards. I had one where I think I could play Hofume, which is hatch 1 egg to gain 2 types of a resource. Which would be good, because that would allow me to play Aromali, which allows me to do the recharge action. So I'm going to do Hofume. That costs me 1 fruit and 2 coral. So like I said, hatch 1 egg to gain 2 of 1 type of resource. So I hatch the bird, the fish, which gives me 1 point because of this. And then I will choose 2 fruit. Yep. And then I play Aromali, which is a recharge card that costs 2 fruit. That's gone. And 1 coral. That's gone. From now on, when I recharge, draw 1 card, then gain its habitat resource. Okie dokie. So that's done. And I'm going to recharge next turn. Now it's Tingent. So now his captain is going to the water spot. Luckily for me, he took this water spot already. So he can only go here or there. It's a lot less points. He's going to go here because there's more resources. And he gets 1 point. And also he moves forward, which means he will take the top of this and then cover the closest ocean with an egg, I think. I'm going to double check this real quick. Leftmost lake hex that has an egg. Yes, so he's going to go for an egg, which will be the gecko. So he's collecting them eggs. All right, so then it's my turn. Oh, he moves forward. He already did that. My turn, and I will recharge. So it goes here. I'm going to get a net, first of all. Then also it says retrieve all 3 crew members. Boom, boom, boom. They're gone. Then advance the time tracker, which I did. Discard cards that exceed 5, but I have 4, so I'm fine. And activate all recharge cards. So I draw 1 card and gain the habitat resource, which will be a flower. And the card says, each time I gain a trophy, gain 1 resource, which is perfect because I don't have a trophy yet. That's actually pretty nice. All right, then I have to do the egg. So it is a V. So everywhere where there's a V, an egg will appear. So as I said, he's on top of a V spot, so nothing is going to happen there, sadly. So dragon. And then here there is a monkey. And that might be, oh no, that's not it yet. Another monkey. Any other V's? I think that's it, right? Yep, that is it. Too bad the space was blocked. So that was my action. Now it's his turn. So he's going to take a, he's going to look at gold. He's going to take either a crab or a butterfly. So there's a crab there, there's a crab here, 1 point, 2 points. So he will take, sadly, he's going to take Pink Croak, which is a really good card, but it doesn't matter to him. He's just in it for the tags. Then he moves forward, which means he will recharge. So this goes away, by the way. So he will not get a net, but he will sweep everything. So they all go away. Oh, I think I should also tell you which card came out. It was just another From the Wilderness that you can play a card from the wilderness, so nothing too crazy. Okay, so the new cards that come out. First one is the Farabog. Each time you play a card that costs 4 resources or more, gain 2 points. That's one of the cards I used in my previous playthroughs. That's not on here. Magicadas, gain 1 insect egg. Nice. Hausilk. When recharging, gain any 1 resource and flip up to 2 eggs. Ooh, that's nice because that allows me to get points. Blizzard, last action card, immediately activated again. So if I do that, I can do Hofume again, which is nice. Karigaru, draw 1 card, then gain 1 egg of each species. But it's a fish. Kokoroch, whatever. Flip up to 2 eggs, then gain 2 points for each of those flipped eggs. I really like that one as well, because that's a lot of points for me. Okay, so then it is my turn. Let's see. Resource-wise, I'm a bit thin. I only have 1 flower and 1 mushroom, and I don't need, well, I do need 1 flower here, but nothing too crazy. Tags-wise, I've got 2 insects and 2 fish, and we do not need fish. I actually have 3 insects and a crab. That's 4. I'm up to 4 here. So, go in the right direction there. Okay, so there's only 1 egg, and it's a monkey. Monkeys are necessary, so I'm just going to go and get that monkey, get that out of the way. And then I will get 3 fruit, which I think is pretty good because I need to have a total of 3 fruit. Yeah, so that works out. So I'm not going to use my net. And I'm going to get a resource as well of my choice. But first, 3 fruit. And which one of these do I want to play ASAP? These 2 are nice because it allows me to hatch 1 egg and get another egg of my choice. Draw 1 card, then gain 1 point. Oh, this one. I didn't even look at this one. Draw 1 card, then gain 1 point per card in your hand, maximum 10 points, which is really good, but I don't have enough cards for that yet. So I think I can play this already, so that's fine. I think I should play one of these, especially because it's insects, and since we're going for that anyway. And I already have 3 of them. 4, 5. Need to get 10 eventually. So yeah, either a coral or I'll get a coral. Yes. Boom. Done. That is it. I can't do any extra actions or whatsoever. No. So I am done. Then it is his turn. So his regular guy is going to where there's the most fruit, which is either here or here. And there are 3 resources here. There's only 2 here, so he's going to go here. Okay. Then it is, I should also mention, the one that came out allows you to flip 2 eggs. So it's pretty good too. And also he moves, so he's now here. So he's close to getting the 5 there. All right, so I was going to play 2 cards, one of them being Chaktiva, which means I have another card that gives me ongoing actions, which in this case, every time I get a trophy, I get a resource. So I pay 2 of these and 1 flower. Okay. And then I'll also play Finhead, which means hatch 1 egg to get an egg of your choice. I will hatch the monkey, and I will get another butterfly and get 1 point for that. There we go. And because I hatched, I get another point. No, I get another point, yeah, because of the hatching. So I'm now at 5. I can choose one of these 3, and of course I will get another egg. Now, which one do I want? I don't have any birds yet. I do have 1 monkey. I can get another monkey. And it allows me to take a card as well, which is really nice. First of all, which one of these 3 will I take? I think we'll do the top decking. No. We will do a recharge one, because then I can get a card. Get a recharge one, and I'll put it where I will probably go next. What do I need? I need a bunch of mushrooms, which is over there. I'll get the bird, put this one here for even more mushrooms. Oh, but no. I'll get the dragon, because if I go here, I'll get way more. There we go. I'll get the dragon. That allows me to take a card, which is nice because there were so many good ones. This one is pretty good because I can flip 2 of those back, and I think we're just going to stick with this one. Yeah, even though the 4+ is also good, but I don't have any cards that are that expensive. No. But this is gain 1 resource and flip out the 2 eggs. This is also good. I'm going to take this one because that gives me more points down the line. Okay, so I think that is it, right? I played 2 cards, those 2. I did this, got an egg of my choice, did everything, boom. All right, his turn. Please do not go to the spots where I just put my tile. He's not. Yay. All right, he's going to go for gold, and he's going to get one of those cards. So either a butterfly, an insect, or a crustacean. So there's only 1 insect. Oh, no, there's 2 of them. 1 and 1. But there's a tie, and their value is also tied. So does that mean that I choose? Could be. The leftmost card is taken, so this one goes away. Well, it goes to him. So he now has 1, 2, 3. I'm pretty good there. And then also he gains an egg. Gains a butterfly egg. Okay, so he has a little bit more. 4. Then he moves forward. So he's close to doing that one. My turn. Did I pay for this? I don't think I paid for this. If I did, I just made it a lot more difficult for myself, but I don't think I did. Okay, so obviously I need stuff, all right? So I need to have corals, I need to have mushrooms. Yeah, so I was gonna go here, yeah, there we go. 3 mushrooms, up, and 1 coral. And then I'm gonna use my net, because I can use my net to flip 2 eggs. If I flip these back, I'll also get a point. Or I can activate this card, which means draw 1 card and gain a habitat resource. I think I'll do that one. Yeah, I'm gonna do... Oh, it's so difficult. Flipping the eggs is also good, especially for the monster. Oh, I don't know. Which one should I do? Oh, I'm just gonna go for the card. So I spend my net and I get a card and a resource. That resource is coral. And it's a cuckoo net, which basically means I gain 1 net. Yeah, that's it. Okay, but it's a fish, and fish are bad. So yeah, it's not good at all. All right, his turn. There's nothing else I can do, right? No. He will take a blue card, which is a bird. There are 2 birds. This is 2 points, so he'll go for this one. And it's also face up, so every time it's 5 points. Okay, 5 points, 5 points, 5 points. And he'll move forward, which means he will activate the golden one. So he'll get 5 points and then move forward because he doesn't reach 8. He has 1, 2, 3, 4. And he never flips eggs, by the way. So I can still go for 12, but the 6 is gone. Now, had I taken the 6, I do believe that he would not have done anything. Yeah, so I could have just stopped him from getting that at all by quickly getting the 6 points. Now I'm kind of forced to get the 12 though. But yeah, it is what it is. At the moment I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need 2 more and I've got it. So I think that'll happen naturally. So he's done. My turn then. I think I can play 2 cards now, I believe. Not necessarily the ones I want to. Like I can play Florital to hatch and gain an egg of my choice, which means I could get an extra one from here and then have enough for the achievement. Oh, I forgot to, oh my god, I forgot to spend the resource to activate this. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to pay a resource now. All right, I'll pay a coral. Well, I'll pay a mushroom because I have most of these. So this is active. Okay, normally you do it at the start of the game. Okay, so I'm basically cheating here a little bit, but otherwise I can't use it. And I do want to use it. So I play this one first, the Flabeetle. So I pay 1 fruit and 1 mushroom, which hatch 1 egg to get an egg of your choice. I hatch the dragon and I gain a butterfly. That gives me a point. I moved him instead of me. There you go. Okay, and all right, so that's done. Then I can play a second card. But I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can do that one already, which I'll do in a second. Oh, I flipped an egg. I get a point. And then. What else can I play? I'll play Frogave. I think so. Yes, Frogave seems to be a good choice. Yes. I can also do Cuckoo Net to get a net, but I don't really want to. I'll play Frogave, which is a also an instant one. 2 coral and 1 mushroom. Fully restore all the energy of 1 energy card in your reserve. So here we go, Love Varp. And then I will use this immediately to... Normally I would keep it. Okay, normally I would keep it, but because I kind of cheated, I'm going to force myself to use it now. And also normally I would choose recharge to recharge this one, but I already played this card, so I'm going to save this for later. And instead of that, I am going to take 3 points. No, 2 resources seems better. 2 resources, I get 12. I also get a cup, and that cup gives me any resource. So I basically get 3 resources. Okay. So with those 3 resources, what am I going to do? Now, Gluminor, the one that gives me so many points for cards in my hand, it's kind of annoying now because, yeah, anyway. So I'll just get 2 flowers and 1 fruit and maybe try to collect some cards next round or something. Okay, that's the end of my turn then. Oh no, I'm going to spend one of these, draw a card. Oh, this one's supposed to go here. Draw a card. And it says, oh wait, maybe it's not instant. I think you're not supposed to instantly refresh. Yes, you're not supposed to instantly refresh. So this is the card that I'm normally getting. So it's either a fish egg or a coral or a point. That's very disappointing. I get 1 coral, of course. Do I want to have another fish egg? Because I'm supposed to get eggs that are good for me. Fish don't help me that much. But it does give me a resource. Okay, I'll just get the fish egg. So I can keep this. Yeah. And then I'll refresh because it's the end of my turn anyway. And because I got this, I got a resource. Now, which resource do I want to keep? Also, the action is ongoing. Each time I draw a card, gain a point. Actually, this is a good card. Okay, I'll get... because I can play this one, and then I've got 1 coral. If I do another coral, I can do Cuckoo Net, and that gives me 1 net and a fish, which doesn't really help me either. I've got 3 fish. My god, I don't need fish, and I have so many fish. Maybe I should just go for 10 fish. I have 2, 3, 4 fish already. I need to build this one, but I can't, so I'll just get another coral so I can get a net. Okay. All right, Cool. Done. His turn. I did it correctly, right? It has moved the correct amount. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So the next card, he will take a golden card. So from here, so it's going to be either a gecko or a dragon. There is a gecko. There's only a gecko. Okay. So that goes here. And that's it. He will not do anything else. The one that comes out is a regular instant card. Gain 2 points per coral habitat in your reserve, including this one. Do I have any coral ones? 2. So it's 2. So it'll be 4 points, 6 points. It's pretty good. All right. So I've got all this. I can play 2 cards, right? I'm going to play this one because it's a recharge card, and that is good. I play 1 food, 2 flowers, and it says gain any 1 resource and flip up to 2 eggs. So I can flip them back easily, and I get a point for flipping it. So, and a resource. So it's pretty sweet. And then I'm also going to play, as predicted, Cuckoo Net, which goes here, costs 2 coral, and I gain a net. That's it. Right, it's me done. His turn. So take a golden one again. So it's again a gecko or a dragon, which there are none of. So he will take a face down card, put it here, and move forward, which means he will reset. And he will not get this, but we do get new eggs, which is a triangle this time. Triangles. So there's 1 egg here, which is a gecko. Triangle, triangle, whereas here's a triangle, another gecko, and another triangle over there, which is a bird. Anything else? I think that's it, because the other triangles are blocked. Yeah, okay. Then it is back to me. Yeah, so I have to place my last guy, but I can do Lavarp first. Up. Get a card. So it is a bird, and then it's the fruit habitat, forest, I guess, and then 2 points. So it says immediately play 1 card from the wilderness for free, but it's 2 and 3, so it's pretty crazy. I will get the bird egg. It gives me 1 point, so up to 8. And then either it's the fruit or 2 points. I'm going to get for 2 points this time to get an extra net, because I think I'm going to need the nets since I'm so low on resources. So now it's my guy to place. I need 5 mushrooms and 3 corals. So mushrooms and corals is good, but I'm the one blocking the mushrooms. The mushrooms are also over there, but it's only 2 mushrooms. Is there anywhere where I can get more? I can get 3 corals. Maybe with special actions. This is a sweep. I don't want to do a sweep. I do want to go to a mushroom and not take the mushroom so I can get this one, because I've got... What, do I really want to do that? Actually, now I can, as an action, I can actually flip the eggs and get a monster, a gargantuan beast. I'm going to do that. I'm going to flip 4 eggs. So I'm going to flip this one. That's 1. And then the ones that I no longer need. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And take one of these. And the one I'm going to take is the egg one, because it fits nicely. Put it here. Put the token on. And from now on, if I play a gecko or a butterfly, this will move forward. That's my turn. Yeah. His turn. So he moves his captain to where there's the most amount of fruit. So he's already here, so he can't go here again. So he'll go here, and that will give him 1 point. Yeah, so 1 point. There we go. And he moves forward, which means another one of these. The leftmost egg, which will be this one. Oh, this is actually supposed to be here, so this one will be here. And it is play a card. So he'll get another green egg. let's see how much he can do. He has 2 eggs and 1 tag here, so only 3. Because this one's coming up. This one's coming up. Birds are coming up. So he has 3 birds. Yeah. Okay. Back to me. I still have my guy. And I want to be playing geckos and butterflies. I also want to have that over there. He left, so that came open now. That just gives me a lot of fruit. Do I need a lot of fruit? I do not. Well, I need 2 fruit for this one. And then a lot of mushrooms. I think I'll go for the mushrooms, actually. No, I'm going to retreat and then come back later here. I'll get the fruit. So I'll get 1 coral. I'll get 2 fruit. There's a card here that I really want. Let's see. Coral-wise, I do want the coral one. So I'm not taking coral. Remember, I also want cards to activate that other card. And then I have 2 food habitats. That's potentially this one, endgame scoring. Gain 1 point for each of your remaining nets and resources. Maximum 12 points. It's not too bad, and I like the tags because it's these 2. So I'm taking this one, and then I'll take, in the end, I'll just take 1 fruit, but I'll use a net. So it gives me 2 fruit. Okay. So you can use multiple nets. I could also do this one, for example, but I'm not doing that. So up, this one comes out, which is 2 points for each mushroom habitat. Oh, isn't that even better? Not really. And then this one, which says take 1 card from the wilderness, and then gain 1 egg of each species, which is also pretty nice. His turn. He moved forward, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, it's good to, you know, make sure. So I have to shuffle because it's his turn again. All right. So each time I play a reptile or insect card, I advance on the beast tracker, or if one of those cards comes out, but it hasn't happened yet. This is also a good card, by the way. It says discard 1 energy buff to play 1 end card from your hand or wilderness for free. That's crazy. All right. I just hope he doesn't snatch it before it's my turn. And he does. Pretty sure. Because he takes a bird. Oh, no, he doesn't. So he takes a bird, and he takes this one because the points value is higher. Oh, good for me. So this goes here. You can still see everything, right? Yeah. That goes here. And also he moves forward. So trudging along. Then it's my turn. I don't think I can do anything except reset. Which is too bad because it's going to sweep everything away. Is there really is there really nothing I can do? There's really nothing I can do. No, there is not. Okay, so I reset. So I get a net. I recharge, I get a net. Sweep everything. Too bad. Bye-bye, Hanguin. Too bad. You could have really helped me. All right, let's look at the new cards. Discard 1 card to gain its habitat resource and advance on the beast track. So that's good. Oh, just like last time, I once again forgot to activate my captain. So he should have been here. So actually that gives me 1 energy on here. Okay. Because I got the trophy. So he should have been activated and unlocked already. But for some reason, I always forget. I don't know why. I think I have to put, maybe next time I'll put the lock token on here. So I remember to unlock him. But anyway, when your captain ability unlocks, or each time you're placed, gain 1 energy. So I'm supposed to have 2 energy because I placed him and it's unlocked as well a while ago. All right, so Draxid. Each time you discard a card, gain 1 point. Okay, so you want to discard cards there. End of the game. Gain 1 point per egg in your reserve, both hatched and unhatched. Very nice. Gain 3 points per recharge card in your reserve, maximum 12, which is good because I already have 2. Another recharge card, gain 1 point. Additionally, gain 1 point per 3 instant cards in your reserve. So that's only 1 point so far. And Barong, the last lightning card, happens again. So I retake all my people. I remove them. Advance the time tracker, which I've already done. Discard cards that exceed 5, but I have exactly 5. Activate all recharge cards. So in any order, I guess. Gain any one resource and flip up to 2 eggs. So of course I want to flip back the eggs I'm still using. So that will be the dragon and the monkey. And because I flipped, that gives me 1 point. And also 1 resource. So that 1 resource will be most likely a mushroom, because I require so many mushrooms. There we go, 1 mushroom. And then this one, when recharging, draw 1 card and gain the habitat resource. Be a mushroom, please. No, it's a flower. But it says discard 1 energy above to flip up to 2 eggs and gain 2 victory points, which is really good. Even though the butterfly, I still need it for this one though. That's true. Also, this is 14 creature cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not there yet. 2 of each type. I need endgame scoring cards and 1 energy card. And then I've got 2 of each type. And then 10 of the same. I've got 3 butterflies, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 butterflies, and 1 more here, 9. I also got a ton of fish. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for a useless animal. All right, so that is the recharge done. Yes, yes. Okay, also the one that I just drew, I already said it. Okay, his turn. All right, he'll take another golden one, which would be either a gecko or a dragon. There's 2 dragons, there's 3 geckos, my gosh. So that's 3 points. Yeah, it's gonna be this one. There we go. It's another tag for him. So I'll move it up a bit. And I think I'll start his second line, so you guys can still follow it well enough. All right, so he did that. He also gets a dragon egg. There we go. And moves forward. So he's close to doing blue, which would be birds. And he does have 4 birds, which is only 2 away from there. I have how many birds? I have 1 bird. Yes. So that's not good for me in that case. So I do have 6 cards. And I do have that 1 card that says draw 1 card and gain 1 point per card. So I have 3, 6. That would get me up to 7, which would be nice. Be even nicer if I can recharge him, and then, but I don't think there's any way of doing that, not in my hand. I think I'm better off to just try to draw cards and then play that one. So we're talking about, what's his name? Gluminor. So I need 1 coral and 2 mushroom, which I don't have, but we all know where I'm going. I'm going here. That will give me 1 coral and 3 mushrooms. There we go. And I can use my nets because I've got 2 of them. So I can use them to flip eggs, which I don't necessarily need. I can use them to activate this, which allows me to flip eggs as well. But I get a resource, which sounds a lot better. Because I need a lot of coral as well. Or I can gain a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to use a net to gain a card. I'll do this one, the recharge action. Gain a card and get the resource. The resource is fruit. And it says gain 1 previously earned achievement marker reward. So for example, this one. So the 3 fruit. So I use this one. And then I still have another net I can use. Also, I place my captain, so I get an energy, which means I can actually use this ability in a second. Or I'll use it in a minute anyway. So then I can also flip 2 eggs back, which will give me a point. So I'll flip back 2 butterflies for another one of these, which gives me a point. So to 12. Okay. Yes. That's me done. I know I can do my action, which is discard 3 energy on your board to play 1 card for free. So these 3 are gone. And I'm going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should I play the one now to get 8 points? Then I'm up to 20. I could wait even longer, but the chances of me being able to play it actually, you know what? I'm going to keep it because I can play that card for free. So I won't activate yet. I'll do it later. Okay, his turn. He moves his regular guy to a plant spot, which will be over there. Boom. There we go. And top decks a card. There we go. Then it's back to me. So knowing that I can activate him and knowing that I can get one card from here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need only 2 cards. So I need to go somewhere where there's 4 resources so I can get 2 cards easily. Oh, to recharge, put this back. Not recharge, but put it back. There's 2 corals. If I go here, I can get 1 coral and 2 cards and then play it for free. This is 3 points for every recharge. That's 6. Do I have any recharge cards here? No. Or there's mushrooms. I should go to coral because I've got the card that gives me 2 points for coral, right? Yes. Gain 2 points per coral habitat icon in your reserve, including this card, maximum 10 points. So I can do that. Maximum 10. I will definitely reach it then. So I'll go for the coral. Yeah. So this one, because it's a monkey and this is a gecko, so they're both good for the future. So these 2 I will take. And then I'll also take 1 coral. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. I play this one for free. And like I said, it says draw 1 card, then gain 1 point per card in your hand. So I now have 9 then, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's not 10, but it's okay. So, whoa, unless I don't play this one, but I play the coral one. Because this one is 1 and 2. The coral one is 3 and 1. This is more expensive and better. Yes. Yes. Okay. So I play the Shelmet. So it says gain 2 points per coral habitat, including this one. Oh, but I don't have enough points because the other one has to come out. Oh, no. No. Okay. How about an end of game card? Gain 4 points per habitat icon set in your reserve. So 1 of each. Ugh. At that moment, it's like 8 points. That's pretty good. And I need to have 2 of them. I need to have 2 of them. Wait, didn't I only draw one? I already drew a card. I have to play this. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I have to play this. 21. So that gives me 2 nets. Yeah, silly me. Okay, that's the end of my turn. But the one with the 2 sets is actually pretty good because I already have, you just count the one you have the least of, right? Which in this case is flowers. And there's only 2 of them, so it's 8 points. If I had another flower, I've had 12 points, which is really good. Okay, anyway. Okay, a check. How many geckos and dragons do I have? I have 1 gecko, 2, 3 only. It's really bad. How many birds? 1. Really bad. How many monkeys? 1 monkey. Really bad. 10 of the same. The butterflies are pretty good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close to that. 14 cards. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Very close. And then we have 2 of each. I just need to have an energy and end of game scoring. Okay, his turn. Get a golden one. So that is either a gecko or a dragon. There's a bunch of them, as we know, and more just arrived. So this one says, discard 1 energy above to discard 1 card and gain 2 of its resource. And then this one is add 1 energy above to add another species to this card by placing the chosen egg on this card. So basically, instead of just a gecko, you can add more species. But it has to be another, it has to be a different one. So not the same. Anyway, so he's going for a gecko or dragon. So this is 3 points. This is also 3 points. This is going to be the leftmost one. So the one that I just talked about is gone. Put it here. And then he moves and he'll do blue. So he does birds. So once again, he has, 1, 2, 3, 4 birds. So he doesn't get the top one. But he forgot to take the cup first time. Yeah, so he has 2 cups now. Yeah, 2 cups. All right. And then he's done. Okay, my turn. Right, so I should try to play some cards. For sure. Preferably with a butterfly, because I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 butterflies. This is 9, and this is 10. So can I play these two together? I need 4 coral. I cannot. 2 flowers. I cannot. 1 thing. Yeah, so these two, basically I need coral. Yeah, I need 2 coral, which I cannot get. Even though I have a net. Oh, I can go here. That would give me 2 coral. Okay, yeah, I'll go there. That gives me 2 coral and 1 mushroom. But didn't I need a flower as well? I do need a flower as well. Yeah, so never mind then. So -2 and -1. I need a flower and a coral, but those are never next to each other. So I can forget about that plan. Unless somehow, no, none of these cards will give me anything. Okay, this is replaced, by the way. So this is recharge, hatch 1 egg to gain any 2 resources, or flip 1 egg to gain 1 resource. Actually, if I go here, I can activate the mushroom for one of these cards, and then I can gain any resource and flip up to 2. Yeah, so I can do it anyway. So I go here, get 2 of these, then get 1 of these, and then maybe I'll get 1 of these. Let's see, any interesting cards? 1 per egg is pretty good. Oh no, I can't get that one. Any mushrooms I can get. Hatch 1 egg to gain any 2 resource, or flip 1 egg to gain 1 resource. This is very nice. But I should really be looking for tags that I can use. So like this one, for example. Yeah, so I'll take this one instead of the mushroom. And then I'll use a net to activate the recharge ability, which means gain 1 resource and flip up to 2 eggs. So I'll flip this one, which gives me a point for flipping. And then I'll also flip this one. And that will get, well, don't have to flip, I'll only flip 1. And that gives me 1 resource, which is the flower that I need. Okay, so that was my placement. There's nothing else I can do. His turn. Will he move? He moves. So he takes his basic guy and goes to water, coral as much as possible. The only place possible is here. Yeah. So, wait, does he go? Does he also take this into account? Otherwise, he'll go here. Yeah, he cannot be placed on the mountain. Okay, just good to double check. So, yeah, he just goes there, and that's all that happens. But he moves forward, and he recharges, and also it's a brown gear. So the cards will be turned around and then shuffled. So this goes here, by the way, which says, did draw 1 card, then gain 1 net only if your hand consists of 5 or more cards, which is definitely the case now. So this moves forward, and then eggs will come out with the square, which will be 1 egg, 2 eggs, 3 eggs, 3 eggs. And one of them will be out and about here. Okay, so done. So square. So the first one at the bottom here, the lake, will be a crab. And then the top will be a butterfly. And then there, please be something useful. Oh, another butterfly. I don't need butterflies anymore now. That's it, right? Those are the squares. Yes. Okay. Back to me. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I'm going to play 2 cards. So, first of all, this one for 2 coral and 2 flowers. So 2 and 0. And it says add 2 energy. And it says discard 1 energy above to flip up to 2 eggs and gain 2 victory points. And then the next one I want to play is another one of the butterflies. It's endgame scoring. It's 1 fruit and 2 coral. And it says gain 3 points per recharge card in your reserve. So I've got 2 of them at the moment. But by doing this, I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can do this one, which is good because he's about to get there. Yeah, so I played 2 cards, right? And that's it. Yeah. And that's the swimmer. Pretty cool. All right, I can do this actually. So I spend this, and I can flip up to 2 eggs to gain 2 victory points. So I'll just flip up 1, and I get 2, and I get 3 points because I also flip. So boom, that means I can place one of these and get another egg. Now I really need birds. I really need monkeys. I need more birds than monkeys. So I'm gonna go for a bird, and I'm gonna get the egg. I'm gonna put it here. So next time I can use a net to get another bird. So I go here, and that gives me another point. All right, his turn. All right, so he's gonna go to Mushroom Town, which is annoying because that's where I was gonna go. Ugh. So, and it gives him 2 points and an egg. So he also goes here. He'll take the top one, and then take this one, and then there we go. He also top decks a card, another 2 points, and he'll also move forward, which gets him another one of these. Oh, actually, the one that I put here is supposed to be here. This one was supposed to be there, and this one is. It takes another bird. No, he's taking so many birds suddenly. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 birds. Oh, he took it already. He took it already, so this is supposed to be here. So he's going for monkeys now, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so my turn. I have a lot of mushrooms, and I cannot place anything, and I have so many cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. So I'm going to try to place 2 cards, and for that, I need to have mushrooms or fruit in requirements. So this is 1. This is 2. There's only 2 possible cards. So one oh my goodness. One of them says gain 1 previously earned achievement marker reward, which could be the fruit, which is perfect. But I shouldn't do anything because he's going to score this one and I want to score that one. So I'm going to do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have to flip these. And by flipping these, I get a point. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ding, ding, ding. So my marker will be recharge the card. This goes here. But before I do this, no, it's okay. Am I going to recharge? Because I can recharge Gentum. No, I like Lavarp more. Yeah, because of the eggs. Okay, I'll do this one, recharging. So Lavarp is recharged. Boom, boom. And then as an extra action, I can activate both of these. So activate this one. So I can flip back one of the tokens. Doesn't really matter which one. I'll just do this one. I flip, so I get a point. And then because I flipped, I get another 2 points. 1, 1. I got a cup from here already, the one that I just did, which actually gives me a resource, right? And then I get another cup because of reaching there. So a trophy, I should say. So I get an extra 2 resources. By the by. And those extra resources will go towards maybe an endgame scoring card. Yeah, so 1 and 1. So I can play the solar roller later on. And I think that's the end of my combo wombo. Oh no, I can still do Lavarp. So I do Lavarp. How come I have... these 3 were spent, right? These 3 were spent. Yeah. But I placed this one, so I get 1. Okay, so I do Lavarp, get a card. Okay, Duck Raiser. So I don't get 2 eggs. I have to choose 1. I do get a mushroom because I'm not going to choose 0 points, obviously. And I'm going to choose a bird, obviously. That gives me 2 points. So actually, if he doesn't get the bird... He already took the bird. Why am I so focused on the bird? Anyway, so this also says, and then the game gain 1 point per instant card in your reserve. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 6 points if I build it. So now I'm finally done. Okay, his turn. The game might end really quickly now. Okay, he puts his regular guy with the most flowers, which is still here, and top decks, so 2 points. But he moves, which means he will complete that one. So he goes there, and then moves to the next one. And he also gets a trophy, of course. There we go. Then it's back to me. So the game is close to finishing now. How many birds do I have? 3. Only 3. Which is impossible to do. Is there anything else that I can do easily? Normally it should be this one. Then I can do this one. For the 15 points, yeah. Alright, so also, so endgame scoring, suddenly I have like 3 endgame scoring cards in my hand. So 1 for each of my nets and resources. I think that'll be the least positive. This is 1 point per instant card. So that would be 6 or something. This is for 4 points for each set, which is much better. Because I think I now have 3 flowers. I have at least 3 of everything. So I've maximized this. So I'll play this one first. Endgame scoring. So 1 of each. Hup, 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 and hup. Okay. So once again, for each set of habitats. And then I cannot play any of these cards anymore now. I do need 1 fruit. I have 1 fruit and 4 mushrooms. That doesn't allow me to do anything. So what if I do it the other way around? Okay. I basically need to play something that gives me a reward. Is there anything else that gives me something? I could do 2 and 3. Immediately play a card from the wilderness. Hatch 1 egg to gain any 2 resources. That would be perfect. Yeah, and it's a bird. Or gain a previous reward for a gecko. But geckos and dragons, I only have like 2 or 3. It's not really worth it either. What else? I think that's my best bet. Okay, I'll play Starbeak. Starbeak costs 2 fruit and 3 mushrooms. And it says, immediately play 1 card from the wilderness for free. So I'm doing this one. Oh no, I don't get that because it's recharge. I can do discard 1 energy above to discard the 1 card and gain 2 of its habitat resources. I can do that. And that's discard 1 with, for example, the vulture or the rewardinho. I guess I could do that. It's a dragon. That doesn't really matter much. Anything else that can give me instant stuff? Discard 1 card to gain 2 eggs of its species. I only get 1 egg. And that doesn't give me any resources. Okay, so the only one I can do basically is this one, the Whiffin, which I need to make some space. Whiffin, there we go. So that adds 2 energy, right? Okay, so I can still play 1 card, and then I can do Whiffin. And then I can discard Vulture, which is from the fruit habitat, gives me 2 fruit. And then I can play Solar Roller, which costs me 1 of each. And there we go. And then as you can tell, I also have 2 of each. 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, and 2 of these. So I can do this one as well. But before we end it, I can still use the Lavarp's action, which I probably should have used first, but okay. And I can either get a butterfly egg, I can get a flower, or 3 points. Obviously, I'm going to get a flower and 3 points. So 35, and get another net. Okay, done. His turn. Is he going to go for gold? He is. So first he puts his regular guy with the fruit, which will be here. Then top decks a card. And then moves forward. So he will activate gold here. So he will get 5, I'm sure. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I get 5. And I get a cup, trophy. So basically, if I do a trophy, it gets game over. Right, then the game's over. So at the moment, I've got like 27. He's got 9, 15, 21. So if I get another one, I think it's in the bag. So now it's my turn. Obviously, I should play a card. No, I shouldn't play a card. I should just go for the trophy, and then we're done. So I go for the trophy. Is there anything else I can do before I go to the trophy? I can get more resources, but that doesn't really do anything for me. Or I could play another. Is there anything I can play resource-wise? Because all my guys are out. I don't want to recharge necessarily. So I cannot play this. I cannot play this. I cannot play this. I cannot play this. I cannot play any of my cards. But I can discard one to get 2 of one resource. So there's that. This one, I totally forgot about it. Yeah, see, stuff needs to be in my face or I'll forget about it. I've totally forgot about my beast. Like, this has a gecko, so it would have been forward here. But aside from that, I don't think the butterfly. But then I think that's it, honestly. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. Yeah, so it wouldn't be activate anyway. Unless I play one now, of course. But it's too little too late. So with nothing I can do. But then what can I use? What would be good? Maybe endgame scoring. 1 point for these would be awesome. So for that, I need to have more fruit. So I need to discard something that's fruit. So Rewardinho is discarded. I get, so there's this one. So I get 2 fruit. There we go. And yeah, then I can play Duck Raiser here for 2 fruit and 1 mushroom. And then I still have 1 fruit and 1 flower left, but I cannot do anything with that. So I also have no more energy left. So that's the end of my turn. Then it's his turn. The king will, the captain will go to wherever the fruit is most bountiful, which is nowhere. No, it is. It's here. Sorry, it's here. So he's going to get 2 points. There we go. And also top deck for another 2 points. And move forward to here. And then it is my turn, and I should really stop because he's going to have another turn, so he could actually score this. But I can score that too. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17. So I'm going to score this, so he cannot. Yeah. And I'll do the 3 points. Boom. So I get 3. That's 38. And because I did that, I get a trophy. And I also get a resource, which should be coral. It doesn't matter. I can't do anything extra anyway. And then he gets to have 1 final turn, and then it's finished. And he moves. So this guy goes to where the oceans are, most oceans. So that's going to be here. And then top decks for another 2 points. And then moves forward to score brown, which will be here. But there's no more trophies to get, but he'll get 9 points regardless. And that is the end of the game. All right, let's check the score. So we will do him first, and then me. So Tingent, sorry. Tingent does not activate the end card to gain victory points. Yes, instead face-up end cards score 5 points per card. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So plus 8 is 43. 43. Ending scores of Tingen's completed achievement slots. So 6, 15, 21, 30, 36. Wow, it's more than I expected. 36. So that's 79. 79. So 79. There we go. And then 3 points per trophy. So that's 12. 12 plus 79 is 89 is 91. So 41. Oh yeah. And then 1 point per egg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 plus 91 is 100. So 100. Well, here I guess. And then depending on difficulty played, 2 points per face down. If it's wild or terrifying, would be 3 points. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So he ends with 118. And then it's me. Dun dun dun. So, end of the game. All right. End card scores in your reserve. So basically, end game scoring cards. So let's do Duck Raiser first. 1 point per instant card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maximum 12, but yeah, 7. So 7 is 45. Then we have 3 points per recharge card. So 3, 6. So that is 51. Then we have 4 points per set of habitat. So its maximum is 12, right? So I've got 12 because I've got 3 of these, 3 of those, 3 of those. Yeah, so 12 points. So that's 13. Okay, that is the end game scoring cards. I had 3 of those. And then we have ending scores of all your completed achievement slots. So that's 15, 30, 42. So that's 55. So up. And then ending scores of all creature cards in your reserve. So 0, 2, 4, 5, 7, 10, 11, 13, 13, 15, 16, 18, 21, 23, 25, 28. So that's 33. So I already passed him. And then we have the 3 points per trophy. So 3, 6, 9, 12. So that's 45. And then 1 point for every 4 resources and or butterfly nets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 1 point. So the ending score is 146 against 118. Yeah, so basically the easy going one is too easy. Okay, let's put it like that. But I just wanted to show you how it works. Also, my score will be better, of course, if I don't forget my captain, if I don't forget my beast. So that's something that I have to forcibly remind myself of. Here, funny thing is, I did not forget when I do not forget when I play multiplayer. I only forget when I play solo. Maybe because I go too fast. Right. So this is, for example, the wild tangent instead of the easygoing tangent. So you can see the difference in the iconography. Like the first 2 rows are the same, but then the brown starts faster and the location of certain icons are different. And then you also have the other one, wild, terrifying tangent. You see the difference is quite big with the yellow gears and the brown gears. You can also see there's multiple copies of them. It's exactly the same, but it's just in case you want to play with this one and still want to play against the other one, then that is the case. You can also see there's a ton of captains, but it's also part of the expansion, some of them. But yeah, Anyway, if you want to know how I feel about this game, do check out the podcast or the separate video that we made that we upload on YouTube, where we do the review, Evangelos and myself, about this game. Obviously, I really like it. Spoiler, but we dive deeper in what parts of the game that we really enjoy. And yeah, I do feel like this is like Terraforming Mars. There are goals that you're going for. You're collecting the tags. You're comboing, trying to combo. Yeah. So, and I love Terraforming Mars. So yeah. Anyway, this is it. If I made a mistake here and there, or I forgot something, my apologies. But you'll see it in the comments most likely. But yeah, we end here. My name is Joachim, and always will be. So many games at a time. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.